Welcome back to Angie's Table. Today we're doing something that isn't just meal prepping, it's meal investing. I think we've all been there. It's Sunday night, you're meal prepping 5 identical Tupperwares of maybe like chicken and rice or salmon and I don't know, salad. When Monday and Tuesday come along, you eat it, but Wednesday comes along and you're a little bored. By Friday, the rice is a little crunchy and the chicken is questionable. Today, we're gonna be moving away from the 5-day fridge rule and into the 3 to 6 month freezer rule. I'm gonna be using Super Cubes, which are these amazing silicone molds. These are heavy duty silicone molds that turn my kitchen into this modular cafeteria. 1 cube of protein, 1 cube of carbs, and 1 cube, maybe a couple cubes of veggies, and we're left with so many combinations that are possible. Why does freezing work? So freezing at the peak of freshness locks in cellular structure. When you're using Super Cubes, like these molds, you're minimizing surface area exposure to air, which is the enemy of food. So you've probably heard of rice when it like sits out in room temp could potentially kill you, or if you don't heat it well enough, it can kill you. And all of that is because of contamination. There are so many benefits to freezing. I've done a short form video that went viral on Instagram, and it's about freezing rice and freezing bread, freezing pasta. Actually helps with people who have diabetes because it brings down the sugars. Although I haven't tested this myself. This is just like information that I've heard, and I don't know if it stays true. I tried to test this on my dad, but he wasn't following the rules correctly. But anyways, there are benefits that say they do that. I don't do it necessarily for the blood glucose levels and how it brings it down and brings the starch levels down once it's frozen. But I do it out of convenience because I don't want to take out and make fresh rice every single time when it tastes just as good if you freeze it and you reheat it up. I know people put it in like plastic wraps or like Ziploc for each portion, but that's just like a lot. And like reheating it gets weird because if you flatten it out to save space in the freezer, then it's kind of hard to reheat it like that in a bowl, let's say. But I feel like everything just looks so aesthetic and so put together and organized when you use these Super Cube molds. And I'll link the Super Cubes website down below so you can go ahead and take a browse. So let's go straight into it, and I'm just going to show you some recipes of foods that I ate throughout the week and explain to you the different combinations that I use throughout this week. Let's begin. First up, we're starting with my Ultimate Kitchen Insurance policy. I'm making a massive batch of my healthy grain mix, white rice, lentils, and farro. This is just a quick trick I use at times, not today, but if you want to increase your protein in your diet, use bone broth instead of water for extra protein and flavor. The beauty of using Super Cubes for grains isn't just about the portion control, it's about the texture. If you freeze rice in a big plastic container, the middle stays mushy while the edges dry out. By freezing them in these individual blocks, they freeze faster and reheat more evenly. For dinner this day with freshly made rice, I enjoyed some braised chicken, but I made a little extra so that I can freeze it. My husband really liked this meal, so it would be a really good lunch for him in the middle of his crazy work day. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze the leftover rice along with the leftover chicken. Once these are frozen, I'll pop them out and toss them into a bigger freezer bag where it feels kind of like Tetris. I have fun with these. It's a total game changer for those nights when you're staring at the fridge at 6 p.m. and realize you have 0 rice ready to go. You just grab a cube and microwave it. It tastes like it was just scooped out of your pot or rice cooker. Look how the chicken came out. It came out so perfect. I already had a freezer bag with some rice I made before, so I'm just going to stack these into the same bag. Now let's talk about the I'm too full to finish these meals. We've all been there. You make a delicious mapo tofu or a big tray of roasted chicken, and by day 3 of eating leftovers, you're just over it. So instead of letting it sit in the back of your fridge until it becomes a science project, I'm going to portion these out. I've got leftover braised chicken, mapo tofu, and some broccoli cheddar soup I made at my sister's house. It's not just leftovers anymore. It's a prepped ingredient for future you. It takes the guilt out of not finishing a meal and turns it into a win for next week's lunch. I really like that Super Cubes has different sizes of their silicone molds. I like to use the big ones for leftover broth, which I didn't show for this video, but anytime I have leftover chicken stock or vegetable stock or bone broth, I'll freeze them in these cubes and I'll just stick them in the freezer, because when they come from those boxes broths and stocks come from, you need to use it pretty quickly after you open it. So I love to freeze those in the silicone molds. And then with the smaller molds, I'll do like my veggies and my protein and my rice. But having these leftover meals is such a lifesaver, especially for me because I'm not always home, but my husband works from home. So it makes it really easy for me to not worry about what he's going to eat, because he can always go into the freezer and figure out his lunch by himself. But it's kind of like I still cooked for him. Finally, we're going to do some component prepping. I'm assembling my favorite veggie trio: julienne zucchini, onions, and carrots. These are the backbone of a great bibimbap, or a comforting bowl of janjulgsu, which are Korean festival noodles. It was a pretty snowy day today, so it felt very fitting for me to just sit in my home and prep all of this. I don't know about you guys, but it's so interesting how soothing and peaceful it is for me to just prep. And it's the same when I'm doing like minced garlic. Like usually I'm watching TV or just doing something by myself, listening to music or daydreaming. I'm just like in my zone when I'm meal prepping or just prepping ingredients to use over the course of time. And it's just a happy place for me. The trick here is to saute them just until they're tender crisp. You don't want to overcook them because they'll slightly soften during the freezing process and the reheating process. When using one pan to cook multiple veggies, the trick I learned from my mom is always to go from the least color to the most colored. So in this case, onions have the least color. If I were to cook carrots first and then the onions might have a slight orange-ish color to it. So always go from the most white color to the color that is the most vibrant. Next, I'll go in with zucchini and then I'll end it with the carrots. And obviously feel free to use whatever you want. I've actually froze strips of beef before. You can go ahead and freeze ground beef because that would be really good in bibimbap. Or you can even do eggs too, like make chidan, which is when you beat the egg and then you pan fry a very thin layer of it and then cut it into strips. That would be really good for the festival noodles that I'll be making soon. Just look how vibrant these colors are. So make sure not to overcook it because that will make the color more dark and not as pretty. But you're also going to be cooking it further through the freezing and the reheating process. So I'm going to use the smaller Super Cube compartments for these. Having these veggies ready to go is the difference between a sad bowl of plain noodles and a vibrant, nutrient-dense meal. When you're ready to eat, you just drop a frozen cube right into your hot soup broth, or you can just reheat it to top on top of your rice bowl. It's organized, it's colorful, and it makes fancy cooking feel effortless. I actually strategically made these before my Dallas trip so that when I come back and have no groceries at home, I can pop these into the microwave and I'd have a meal for Juno and I. Aren't these little cubes so cute? I purposely made the little ones for the festival noodles and the bigger rectangles for my bibimbap because I like a lot of veggies in my bibimbap. So for the bibimbap, I'm gonna grab one of those rices that I made
for, and I'll reheat that along with some of the veggies. In the meantime, I'm going to fry up an egg because you can't have bibimbap without that. Also, I don't have any protein in this, so the egg is basically my only source of protein. Once all of that is done heating up, I'm going to add a big dollop of my grandma's gochujang, which is the best gochujang, and then add some sesame oil to it, just like a decent drizzle. I also think sesame oil is key to bibimbap. And all you need to do is mix it up and enjoy it. And it makes like the easiest meal. But it's also super nutritious too. Making janjiguksu is pretty easy. You just add these tablets into water and let it cook out. And then I also made like this sauce which has soy sauce, some green onions, sesame seeds, some sesame oil, and mirin. Oh, and a little bit of vinegar. But once you have like that topping, the hardest part with janjiguksu is probably, in my opinion, the veggies. But if these are ready to go in the freezer, then it just makes it so much easier. Because to me, if this meal feels as easy as ramen as long as you have the veggies there. This was another meal that I really enjoyed after coming back from Dallas as well. This was my first time making janjiguksu with these vegetables. I think it tastes fine just like on top after reheating, but I do think it'll taste better if you cook the veggies inside. I feel like instead of reheating it in the microwave, if you just drop them into the soup, that would have tasted better. But that's also like to your preference, because then I do think the color of the broth will change too and not be as vibrant and pretty as it is now. The real magic of the system isn't just the cubes themselves, it's the freedom they give you. You're not tied to a rigid meal plan, but you're also never more than 5 minutes away from a healthy home-cooked meal. If you're tired of food waste and want to make your kitchen work for you instead of the other way around, give this method a shot. Your future hungry self will thank you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.